Centerland Furniture, the Pierre Regional Airport, Black Hills Federal Credit Union in Tokyo, Japanese Cuisine, and brought to you in part by Edward Jones, Wagner Auto, Hag Ag Services, Access Health, Dakota Mart, May Adam Law, TMA, Avera Health, and First Dakota National Bank. And our coverage of Governor sports and high school sports on River 92.7 is also brought to you by our in-game sponsors, Bank West, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Rounds Financial Services, Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial, as well as Family Dental, Hermanson Endodontics, Cowboy Country Stores, and Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Well, again, second day for it's the third time this season. The Governors will play Friday night, followed up by a Saturday afternoon. Govs are 0-2 in those situations, a loss at Rapid City Central and then at home to Spearfish. Both of those came after Friday night wins. Today, the Governors obviously coming in off of a loss at Harrisburg last night. We'll see how they compete against the Gorman Knights. Let's open with a 3-minute timeout. We'll get into our Bank West pregame show. It's Bank West for the best. We'll talk about how things are going around South Dakota, but we will begin with Keys to Success, talking with both head coaches. And we'll begin with Larry Aker when we come back after this 3-minute timeout. You're listening to Governor Basketball, your official home of the Govs, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
This winter, Beck Motor Company is your go-to Chevy dealer for automotive needs. From the tough, rugged Chevy Silverado to a versatile Equinox, we've got the perfect ride for every season. Need service? Our expert team is here to keep you cruising through winter with confidence. Beck Motor Company, your trusted local Chevy dealer, proudly serving you with top-notch vehicles, service, and customer care. Stop by today and drive away with a deal you'll love. www.beck-motors.com, 605-224-5912.
There when you need them the most. Bank West Insurance agents Sam Kenneke and Angie Taylor are here to make your life easier.
As an independent agency, we're able to customize an insurance plan to fit your individual needs.
We work with dozens of companies to find you the best possible coverage and the best price.
For your insurance needs, contact Sam or Angie at Bank West Insurance in Pierre. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Insurance products are not deposits, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, and may go down in value.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports, from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it, and treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
Gorman High at our Bank West pregame show, starting with our keys to success. But before we do that, we remind everybody who is on the road on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety to slow the drive and arrive alive. And please buckle up. It starts with you. you've got some place to be. We understand the roads in central South Dakota is starting to get a little snow covered and windy a little bit, so it'll be interesting when we make the trip back home today. But again, reminders from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Keys to Success begin our Bank West pregame show. The keys are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care. Here's Larry Aker of the Pierre Governors to kick our keys off. All right, Saturday afternoon ball for the Governors as we come to the Gorman High School gym. Let's talk with Larry Aker, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. Keys to success and coach last night. Again, just kind of recapping that Harrisburg game. Good first half, competitive, but adjustments made by the Tigers, and they kind of ran away from it. But it's all about now just kind of forgetting about that second half and coming here to O'Gorman and starting over and trying to compete, play your best game.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of learn from, what the mistakes and kind of adjustments and, making better adjustments ourselves, of how teams are going to attack the zone and, whatnot. And we got to be ready for their pressure. They're going to come out probably 1-2-2, 3/4 court press and drop back to man. We just got to handle it and get in the half court and execute.
And that was the thing with Harrisburg when they did that and kind of shut you down offensively in the second quarter. I'm sure Coach Roby's probably looking at that thinking, well, I guess if that works against them with Harrisburg, it'll work with us too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure he scouted it. So we got to be ready for everything and, know what we got to be in, offensively, flat out execute.
Can't help but wonder how much they've been practicing things like that. Maybe they're not ready to play a game like that.
Yeah, you just never know. And, typically, teams like that, they might have something like that in, but most of the time they just strictly man-to-man. So, again, it shouldn't matter to us. We just got to recognize, what they're in and just be able to execute offensively. And, again, it doesn't matter what they're in. Get a paint touch and, get some action off it and force them to defend it.
Speaking of, watching film and seeing tendencies and things like that, this team kind of struggled against Yankton the other night, and I'm sure you saw that and maybe can glean something off of that yourself.
Well, yeah, they got off to a really good start. Gorman did, and I think it was 9-0 start. They Yankton called the timeout, and it switched up actually to a zone defense, and Gorman kind of struggled with it. Yankton did a good job of, again, keeping the ball out of paint, not letting them get the inside-out action, and it was a battle. So again, we just got to be disciplined defensively and take care of the ball offensively, and hopefully we can come back on a back-to-back night and play well for 4 quarters.
Seems like another team that always likes to shoot the three. I don't think they're near as successful with it as Harrisburg is. So.
Yeah, they're not as, lights out. But, again, if you give kids good shooting opportunities, they're going to be able to knock it in. So we have to focus on being there on the catch. We didn't do that as well, obviously, in the second half last night. Our energy defensively, I didn't think was as crisp, even though, Harrisburg changed up some things, what they were doing. But I just didn't think we got what I call ball watching. We were just watching the ball instead of moving like we were supposed to.
All right, so Saturday afternoon after a Friday night. This is the third time this year. You mentioned last night that was a concern for you today, so key to success has to be get out and get after it right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Energy for 32 minutes. We no excuses. We should be rested, even though it's a second game back to back. We should be rested. Our legs should be good, and just got to go out and play with effort.
All right, Coach, go get her done today.
All right, thank you.
There's Larry Aker, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. Coach's comments, keys to success, sponsored by Central Dakota Eye Care. And after we hear from them in a moment, we will speak with Derek Roby, the head coach of the O'Gorman Knights, as keys to success continue. This is Governor Basketball.
Regular comprehensive eye exams yearly are the key to finding eye problems before symptoms appear. Hi, this is Dr. Mike Bartlett. I've joined the team at Central Dakota Eye Care, continuing to provide the same high-quality care you've come to expect. I've been seeing patients here in Pierre for 30 plus years, and I look forward to welcoming you to my new location. Call us today at 605-224-6128 to schedule your appointment. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
All right, we'll continue Keys to Success with Derek Roby, the veteran head coach of the O'Gorman Knights. And coach, I think 6-4. I saw your record at this point of the season, starting your second half, and you've had some impressive wins, some tough losses. You had a tight one though, with a victory down at Yankton the other night, and it just seems like a season, I'm guessing, of maybe some inconsistencies, but overall, you guys are doing a pretty good job. And now it's time to get serious as you get to game number 11, isn't it?
That's probably pretty accurate. There's been some games we played pretty well, and there's just been some games it's just been a nightmare for us shooting, and you're exactly right. That's that inconsistency that really shows up. We're playing hard, we're doing all those kind of things. I love our guys; they're very coachable young men, and their efforts there, their positive attitude, just that we're inconsistent shooting the basketball, and some of our guys, to call it like it is, I think they're 3-point shooters, and they're not, So we're trying to iron out some of that, the best shot selection at the right time. But there again, we're sitting where we thought maybe we would be sitting. We earlier in the season, right before Christmas, we played Jefferson, and we had like 8 out of our top 15 guys were home ill. So we're trying to overcome some of those illnesses as well. We still are trying to get some of those guys back into a rotation, but we're battling and we're trying to compete. But I think that's the nature of AA basketball. Everybody can kind of beat each other, except for, of course, Lincoln. So it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out in this second half.
That was kind of the point I was going to make. On a good night, you can compete with just about anybody, but you bring Pierre in here today, a team that's had their struggles, but still a team that can play well enough to be quite dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to sit back in their zone probably is what my guess is. And again, if we're shooting the basketball like we have the last couple games, it's going to be tough for us because lately we've been just, if I could use the expression, one and done. We're getting one look. If it doesn't go in, we're going down the other side and playing defense. So, there again, we're just going to have to hopefully shoot the basketball a little bit better. Control our turnovers. It was a nightmare at Yankton. We just didn't play very well. Our guys that we're usually counting on had too many turnovers. I think we had 6 or 7 turnovers in the first quarter, and just uncontested turnovers. So there again, we have our hands full. We know it's not like Pierre's just going to come in here and scrimmage us. We know that. And, these afternoon games, you never know what you're going to get. It's kind of a different environment, if you will. So with that being said, we're going to battle and see what happens.
Different environment, especially since you didn't have a game last night like they did. Right. I guess that makes it a little bit different. But you talk about that Yankton team, a team that's better than their record would indicate. I imagine we'll probably find that out next week. But challenges that you see against Pierre, what do you got there?
Well, there again, I think the biggest challenge is just handling their zone. They do a pretty good job within their zone, and there again, we have to do better than just getting one look, and that's it. And my struggle on our end is just the movement within the zone. You can't just be, standing around and just waiting. Okay, it's my turn. No, now it's his turn. Let's get the ball over there and let's him take a shot. You just can't do that. You need movement within the zone, and sometimes we get where we're just standing around, and that ain't going to work against the Pierre team. Pierre looks like they're very well coached, kind of like Yankton. Yankton, I thought, out-coached us, no doubt about it. Pierre will do the same if we're not ready. So we'll just kind of see what happens.
Yeah, we both have winter guys coaching us now. That's the thing. Anyway, other keys to success against the Govs today.
Well, handle the basketball and, just try to take care of it without all the turnovers, shoot the ball well. And we don't want to be in a position where we're playing catch up all night long either, because again, Pierre is looking to get another W, and they're very competitive. And if we're playing catch up basketball, we're giving, the opponent all the confidence in the world to hold us off. And so we want to get the momentum early and try to do that. And sometimes that's been hard for us.
All right, Coach, always a pleasure. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you much.
That's Derek Roby, the head coach of the O'Gorman Knights in his 21st year here at Bishop O'Gorman High School, his 40th year overall. If you go back to his days at Aberdeen, both at Roncalli, and a lot of folks in Pierre remember him as the head coach of the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. And if you haven't heard yet, Coach Roby has announced that this is his final year. It's going to be his final year of coaching, being a head coach at least in the high school basketball ranks. So congratulations to him, and a great career it has been, to say the least. Coach Roby, his comments, keys to success from Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. Let's take a quick run through our starting lineups. The starters are brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre, and this is how Coach Roby's Knights will go, as O'Gorman starts with 4 guards, basically. Some are listed as forwards as well, but the primary point guard will be Mason Clark, a 6-foot senior. Guard forwards include Braylon Yellowbird, a 6'2 senior. Camden Cece, a 6'2 senior guard as well, guard/forward. And Chase Hermanson, a 6'2 junior for O'Gorman. The one in the middle will be Jackson Wheeldryer, a 6'3 senior forward. So it's Clark along with Hermanson, Cece, Yellowbird, and Wheeldryer, the starting 5 for O'Gorman. They'll try to bring size in off the bench with Alex Christian, a 6'4 junior, as well as Jason Troyan, 6'3 sophomore, and Matthew Mead, a 6'2 senior. For the O'Gorman Knights, who are 6-4, they're number 9 power rated right now in the Sodak 16 power rankings. And their starting lineups, their head coach is Derek Roby, assisted by Dan Jansen, Sam Jacobson, Pat Craning, and Lisa Craning. Starting lineups for the Governors after we hear this from Envirotech in Pierre. This is Governor Basketball.
Envirotech makes life a little bit simpler. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what is handed to you, Envirotech has you covered. One call is all it takes to have easy setup, easy pickup, and easy payment. Call Envirotech at 224-4804 or use their website to pay your bill online at envirotechwaste.com. Use the mobile app Waste Connect. Check their website or receive a robocall for collection schedule due to weather or holidays. Envirotech has you covered.
And Envirotech trying to cover you with the Governor's starting lineup as well, as they start with Jaron Deal, the 6-foot sophomore. Again, starting for Logan Whitty, who will miss his 5th straight game. The 5'11 junior out for Pierre. Jaron Deal, the 6-foot sophomore, in. Caden Ahart's the 6'2 junior, playing at a guard spot. And Corday Austin, the 6'3 senior, third guard. For the Governor forwards, Lincoln Dilgis, the 6'4 senior. And Cooper Terwilliger, 6'6", and the junior. He's the man in the middle, of course, who had a nice night, 11 points to lead the Governors in Harrisburg last night. Terwilliger and Dilgis up front. Deal, Aharts, and Austin in the backcourt. Sincere Wilson, the primary reserve, 5'11 senior. And last night we did see Tayson Steele, a 6-foot sophomore forward, in for the Governors, who are 4-8 on the season, 14th power rated coming in. Head coach by Larry Aker, assisted by Skip Kurth, Craig Ullman, and Kelly Brandt. Our game officials today brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Consumer Protection Division are Mike Mutter, Jeff Hainfler, and Jim Jocko Johnston. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Governor Basketball.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
I'm Scott Nye. As a coach for the Pierre Governors, I know a winning game plan is crucial. When it comes to your finances, you deserve one too. At New Edge Advisors, our name is new, but our commitment to you isn't. We're the same trusted team you've known, and we've expanded our playbook of resources to help you plan for retirement, manage investments, and protect your future. Let's build the strategy that gets your financial future into the end zone.
Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC is a separate entity from LPL Financial.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Back at O'Gorman High as PA announcer Vinny Olson announces the O'Gorman Knights. He's announced the Governors as well. Vinny, a former peer member of the football coaching staff, but came to O'Gorman when the coaching ranks brought Jason Poppinga and Shannon Poppinga here to O'Gorman as well. Vinny still always good to see that young man there. In the meantime, as we get ready for our opening tip, which is brought to you by Comtech, the Governors and the Knights will do battle. We're watching this from the balcony up on the end of the court. The Governors in the second day didn't do laundry. They didn't need to. They brought their home whites with them, and O'Gorman will wear the royal blues. And we'll tip it off after you hear this from Comtech in Pierre. You're listening to Governor Basketball.
Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
And we're underway. The Comtech opening tip is controlled by the O'Gorman Knights as Camden Cece out jumps Cooper Terwilliger. O'Gorman, as mentioned, in their road royal blues on their home court. White numbers, gold trim, stripes down the sides. Governors in home white defending. O'Gorman heading in the opposite direction from where we are right now, taking several passes to try to solve the 2-3 zone of the Governors and a drive. A little bit out of control for Mason Clark, is maybe sensing a little bit of urgency. Lost the ball going up, and Cooper Terwilliger is involved in a tie-up. We've got officials' discussion already, perhaps as whether we have a foul or, well, the shot clock has reset. But if this is a jump ball, it should be Pierre basketball because O'Gorman had the opening tip. Once again, our game officials that we breezed through, Mike Mutter, Jeff Hainfler, and Jim Jocko Johnston. Same officials we had last night with the exception of Mr. Jocko Johnston, who was not there. Alan Schmaltz came in his place, but he is here in Sioux Falls today, along with the same two other guys that were with us last night in Harrisburg. And a pass across the timeline from Jaron Deal to Caden Aharts to the O'Gorman bench side, and Aharts comes down out of being in flight with his foot out of bounds right in front of Jeff Hainfler there on the sideline to our right. So a turnover for the Governors to start things. And in fact, you could call it a turnover for the Knights in their first possession. Here they work it inside, left-handed finger roll on the right side, comes across too much for Cece. Caden Ahart's down with a rebound. The Governors head far court to near. Hopefully, again, we'll get some highlight plays, right on the money type highlight plays, which in our game broadcasts are brought to you, as always, by Rounds Financial Services in Pierre, where your money works for you. Rounds Financial Services, Osaic Wealth member, SIPC. And on a reach, Braden Yellowbird will commit a foul here. First foul called in this contest. We're at 6:40 to go, quarter number one. Govs will hope to get off to a quicker start than they did last night in Harrisburg as the lob comes in from underneath us, the Governor's right corner. Trying to lob it into Terwilliger, but Yellowbird will knock this one away without a foul, out of bounds. Pierre to throw in from underneath. The lob comes into Corday Austin, and he brings it down, and in traffic is able to put it up and in, and the Govs strike first with a 2-0 lead. Corday Austin, who was held in check last night to just 10 points, only 2 in the second half after he's been scoring quite a lot in the last 3 contests before that game last night. So here are the Knights trailing, just underway, left wing with it. Jackson Wheeldryer, he gets it away, gets it back, and fires a 3 and hits it. Fed back by Mason Clark, and O'Gorman takes their first lead at 3-2. Gorman showing some pressure in the full court. Long one from Jaron Deal, pushed up to Austin. They'll go down off the left block, right down below us to Terwilliger, looking for Austin, and Wheeldryer sees it coming. Tips, takes it away. Wheeldryer, and we'll have a foul on Austin. Not Wheeldryer, but Braylon Yellowbird with the steal. And Corday Austin with the personal foul that'll send Braylon Yellowbird to the free throw line. O'Gorman up early, 3-2. We did start early because we had running clock in both of our, well, not so much in the JV game. It was a 30-point victory, 31 maybe, for O'Gorman. But that sophomore game ran clock in mercy rule timing the entire second half. So we are starting a little bit early here today. Yellowbird makes the first, but misses the second. Make it 4-2. And the rebound down to Jaron Deal, who has some trouble with Camden Cece. Cece knocks it away out of bounds, and the Governors will inbound to the backcourt. First substitution tonight, or this afternoon, brings Alex Christian, a 6'4 junior, in off the bench. And when I asked Coach Roby for his substitutes, he made it sound like Christian normally isn't the first guy in, but you have to have a sub to battle against the big guy, Cooper Terwilliger, and that's what Roby was talking about. Christian is his man off the bench. 5:05 to play, quarter number 1, 4-2. Lob to the baseline here. Austin's got too much on it from 10 feet out. Caught on the backside by Cece as the Knights tried to push it, but they'll back it back out. Cubs get back defensively. Knights to the left side on the move. Mason Clark back out to Wheeldryer looking for another 3. Not this time. Rebound is tipped and controlled by Lincoln Dilgis and the Governors. 1 for 2 from distance for Wheeldryer and the Knights. First pass here comes to Terwilliger, trying to dump it underneath. Dilgis turns around, but it's too much off the glass. No good, and we'll have a foul in the backcourt. Maybe Dilgis trying to get it back. And nope, it's Jaron Deal in the backcourt with the reach, his first personal foul. Governors second. So we'll resume, and it's those types of shots that the Governors just have to start making. They've been plagued by, at least on the games they've struggled, they have been plagued by the Bunnies in traffic. There's a good hands play by Aharts as he'll tip the dribble away. Picked up by Terwilliger. First takeaway for the Governors. Deal down to the right side. Too much off the glass, off the block. Save. It's into the hands of Terwilliger up higher. Pump fake, and it comes up short. Trying again. And now it's on the end line down below. It looks like it'll stay with the Governors. So another couple of golden opportunities for Pierre, but they cannot come up with that bunny. The lob into the middle of the lane to Corday Austin. He tries to put it on the floor, and we'll have a tie-up, and this is going to be O'Gorman basketball. Turnover for Pierre. Governors have something there on that inbound under the basket with a lob to Austin, who can pretty much out-leap just about anybody. But if he has to bring it down and the alley-oop isn't really there, well, in this case, he put it on the floor, and that just invited a couple of extra hands in there to tie him up. And the Knights have the basketball still with a 4-2 lead. 3:30 to go, quarter number 1 here. On the other end of the floor, here's Mason Clark driving. Oh, and he gets a nice left-handed effort up and over the top of Terwilliger, who was there with a block attempt. 6 in a row scored by the Knights after Pierce struck first. Here's a break of the pressure. Now Terwilliger will go to the free throw line as Austin was able to feed him, but Cooper One thing he tends to do quite a bit is put those pump fakes up. You want to get a ball fake, get a man in the air, but sometimes if he's in rhythm, he ought to just go straight up. And maybe that was the case this time. I'm only speculating, but Cooper's got 2 at the free throw line. Jackson Wheeldryer with his first personal foul. First one's good. And the second one is in and out. No good. But Deal battles for the rebound. And, well, it was Yellowbird who gets a hand on it going up. That was clean, but then Deal is fouled, I believe, from behind. So a second chance opportunity here for Jaron Deal. This foul is ruled on the floor. It'll go to Alex Christian as Cooper Terwilliger checks out. And Sincere Wilson is in. Ahart's off of the inbound from Deal. Caden fires from the right wing and hits a 3. And we've got a tie ball game at 6-6. So the Governors come back with 4 in a row. Wheeldryer wants an answer from the left wing. Rainmaker is no good. And bodies on the floor, but it's controlled by Mason Clark for another opportunity for the Knights. Wheeldryer in the lane now. Around Dilgis. Over Dilgis. Foul is called. Dilgis looks straight up, but this foul might be from Ahart's behind. Nope. It is... It's Jaron Deal from behind. And that'll be his second personal here in the first period. Terwilliger, who just went out, will have to come back in, and Deal will get an early exit. A couple of Knights waiting to come back in, including starter Camden Cece. Jackson Wheeldryer to shoot a pair. First one is good as the Knights are back up 7-6. Also coming in for O'Gorman, Matthew Mead, a 6'2 senior. And again, for the Governors, Terwilliger in and Jaron Deal out. Second free throw is perfect for Wheeldryer. He'll check out. Camden Cece back in. 8-6 O'Gorman. So far, pretty good battle. I kind of anticipated this as a game that could be close for a while, if not all the way through. We'll see how it goes. Governors break pressure with a tipped pass. Terwilliger, shot altered. Now Dill just had it, but then is pushed out of the play. And a loose ball is taken away by the Knights. They'll push it up ahead. Cece to Braylon Yellowberg, who lays it up and in. Larry Aker furious that there wasn't a call against Dilgis's shot attempt. And here comes Cece as he'll get a steal on the way back up the floor. So the Knights have it with 4 in a row and a 10-6 lead as we go under 2 minutes to play in quarter number 1. Cece inside. Mead out to Yellowbird, who penetrates on the baseline, gets a beautiful feed inside to Mason Clark. He'll put it off the glass and score it. And a timeout is taken by the Governors as the Knights go up by 6 again, 12-6 our score. 1:46 to go, quarter number 1. Timeouts in our broadcast are brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. Grab a Coke and be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. You need an expert who knows the market and gets results. Scott Darnall at Lee Real Estate in Pierre brings experience, local knowledge. Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Caden Ahart's almost trapped, but he has to pass it away, and an easy takeaway. Matthew Mead got it, then feeds to Yellowbird, who is doing a great job getting down the floor quickly and finishing the transitions for the Knights. That's 8 in a row for OG, and they lead 14-6. Another tip pass by Cece back to Ahart. Camden will back it out near center circle. Here's Dilgis again inside to Terwilliger. And try to back it in against Alex Christian. Finds Dilgis, who is fouled at the free throw line on the jumper attempt. This time Cece will send him to the free throw line. Interesting thing when you come here to O'Gorman, especially after playing at Harrisburg last night. Harrisburg's got a big gym, wide open spaces on both ends of the court. Sometimes maybe your depth perception can be a little bit off if you're shooting the basketball. And I'm just saying that human nature, as Dill just misses the first of 2 free throws. But here at O'Gorman, well, it's a smaller gym than Riggs High. There's no upper deck. The lower deck is maybe a little bit bigger than what we have back at Riggs High Gym. Second one for Dilgis, but the dimensions of the court are shorter. It's an 84-foot court instead of a full 94 like Harrisburg is, and the walls off of the end lines are fairly close to the end lines as well. Knights have brought in Kai Good. He is a 6'1" junior, and we've got a foul on the floor, and this one's going to be of the offensive variety against O'Gorman. 15 foul. It's a second personal for Alex Christian in off the bench, but even though it's 5 fouls, it's a possession foul, so no shooting for the Governors. And Jason Troyan, a 6'3" senior, will check in, and he'll have to be the one to try to body up against big Cooper Terwilliger. 14-7. Free throw by Cooper a moment ago ended an 8-point rally for the Knights after the Governors had tied it at 6-6. Here's Terwilliger inside, out to Aharts. Needs another 3, not this time, a little too much, and it's Troyan who just checked in, who comes down with the rebound. Knights will send it the other way. Austin tips a pass, though, and the Governors get a take back. Here it comes. It is Aharts up the floor. Deal with a quick stop and a spin. He'll put it off the glass, and hey, the Governors make a bunny. And they're back within 5 here at 14-9. Final seconds of quarter number 1. Cece up top with 3 seconds to Yellowbird. He pump fakes. Deal gets a hand on the shot. And that is how our first quarter will come to an end. O'Gorman will take a 14-9 lead into quarter number 2. That's our score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, sponsored by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We pause for 60 seconds. Quarter number 2 coming up next. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
No-nonsense approach to help you navigate every step. Whether you're looking for the perfect home or the best offer, Scott is committed to making the process smooth and stress-free. Ready to make your next move? Call Scott Darnall at 605-220-2676. Lee Real Estate, Meredith Lee, broker, owner.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Back at O'Gorman High, the corner of 41st and Kiwanis in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The Pierre Governors taking on the Knights. The Knights own a 5-point lead as we begin our second quarter. Brian Oakland with the play-by-play. Governors have the opening possession, and as Caden Aharts takes the pass, he was left wide open and is a little too strong on the three-point attempt. He wanted to pass inside, but he was left wide open and had to think about it too much, as it turns out. So the Knights take over. Other end of the floor, Knights on their road blues, with the Governors on a laundry day. Here's a steal inside. Lincoln Dilgis takes one away. Third turnover for the Knights. And a lob inside. Terwilliger, left hand, no good. He lost it going up. He's looking for a foul. They're letting him play underneath. No doubt about that. And the Knights up ahead will feed to Cece. And Camden Cece gets another transition basket. The transition game right now of O'Gorman is really dictating the flow, not to mention the score on the board as it is right now. 16-9. Jaron Deal. It's a screen, a little bit of one from Lincoln Dilgis. Governors have it down to 10 seconds on the shot clock here as Aharts will drive. Stops, turnaround, shot short. Cece will rebound. Governors got into a little bit of a hurry up that time and couldn't get the shot they wanted. 6.5 to go first half. Penetration, wheel dryer, a kick out here, and a 3-ball good for Chase Hermanson. And we really didn't mention his name in the first quarter, but he announces his presence with the deep one this time that gives the Knights a 10-point advantage. 19-9. Hesitation here. Jarendale lays it up. Can't get it to go. And another bunny. No good. And we've got a rebounding foul on Cooper Terwilliger. Sometimes the things that seem so easy are a lot easier said than done. And making layups in traffic obviously looks a lot easier than it is. Knights will fumble their pass underneath. The Govs get a takeaway. Mishandling it was Talik Schlimgen, a 6'2 sophomore who was checked in here early second period. Quick hands of Camden Cece will knock the Governors' first pass away yet again. With 5:46 to go, Pierre will inbound from the sideline right below us. To the left of our vantage point, the inbound comes to Corday Austin. Corday has been held in check so far, and another Dilges pass inside to Terwilliger is knocked away. And it is Schlimgen with his first. Both teams with one so far. Here in the second period, the inbound from Jarendale out to Caden Aharts. And again, paint touch, and the Knights are checking. They are seeing that coming. And they are challenging that entry pass. But then, as Cooper Terwilliger, in this case, he takes the entry pass in the lane. And he's trying to look toward the basket and the guy that's defending in front of him. But in this case, it was Chase Hermanson who came from behind and just stripped him of the basketball. Those have to be aware of that and adjust to it, as they have their 7th turnover here in the first half. 5.5 to go first half it is. We're in the second quarter. 19-9. Wheel dryer fakes a 3. Got Austin to fly by. Little penetration. Shot up for 3. No good. In and out. But it's Hermanson who gets the offensive rebound and the putback. Chase Hermanson has the last 5 now for the O'Gorman Knights. Still just in the lane. Backs it back out. Now Terwilliger again. Pump fake and a foul that'll send him to the free throw line. Then again, sometimes if you're Cooper Terwilliger, if you can just get the straight up motion rather than in this case, I mean, a lot of times ball fakes are good, but Gorman's been able to defend Cooper extremely well so far. He gets the first free throw here for his second point. And as Lincoln Dill just checks out, Tayson Steele, the 6-foot sophomore, comes in. Terwilliger gets a second freebie down as well. 21-11, the lead back to 10 for O'Gorman with the basketball. Down to the baseline, back out around the perimeter. Wheel dryer fakes another pass, drives, now kicks it back out to Mason Clark. Clark will leave it with Hermanson, who wants another 3. Not this time. Terwilliger rebounds. Wrestles to keep it under control. Then the Govs up the floor to our near end of this court. Austin, quick fire 3 from the corner. That won't go. And a long rebound taken by Hermanson. He'll push it up ahead. Wheel dryer loses a handle on the dribble, saves it, and it's into the hands of Mason Clark. Now body's on the floor, and we just had a technical foul called. The foul goes, was it Deal back in there? Yeah, it's Jaron Deal with his 3rd personal. The question is, who's the technical foul on? The technical is on O'Gorman, and it's Mason Clark who, as he went to the floor, said something he shouldn't have. And Mike Mutter teed him up. So Corday Austin will shoot 2 technical shots. The first one is good, but O'Gorman still will keep the possession. No, I take that back. That's a foul on the floor, and it will be Governor basketball. I was thinking there was a shot there, and they were going to send it the other way, and Clark was going to shoot foul shots, but that's not the case either. So Austin makes good on the tech shots. He goes 2 for 2, and the Governors have the basketball at half court. 21-13 as we inbound again. We're at 4:10 to play in the second period. Here is Sincere Wilson, who checked back in for Jaron Deal. Deal now with 3 personals here in the first half, and that's a bit of a situation. Underneath Terwilliger, out to Steele. Kick it over to Aharts. 2, make it 3. Caden Aharts is good. Good ball movement there and a 4-point swing for the Governors. And Caden Aharts with that shot from Tayson Steele. Right on the money. Governors trying to make highlight plays, and suddenly they've cut a 12-point deficit down to 5. Right on the money highlight plays in the broadcast brought to you by Rounds Financial Services in Pierre, where your money works for you. And now a trip up here by Steele against Camden Cece, and Tayson Steele will pick up his first personal foul. Steele checks out. Lincoln Dill just has a break, and he's back in now. 21-16, Pierre down to a 5-point deficit. Braylon Yellowbird is back in there. He'll feed inside Cece, who zips one out. Hermanson looking for 3, and he's got another one. 2 for 3 for Chase Hermanson, and a timeout will be taken here by Coach Roby and the O'Gorman Knights as they up the lead at 24-16. This is a 60-second Coke break. Timeouts brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre with 3:26 to play in the second. Govs trailing by 8 on River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
At Iverson Auto, our legacy is your trust. Whether you're in Mitchell or in Huron, we embody the values that have defined us for
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Was under pressure. We'll put the Governors under a little bit of pressure here, trailing 24-16. Either that or they need to be ice, baby, from the outside. Inside, they get it to Terwilliger, and they need some ice inside, too. Here's a swat by Hermanson, who most people in this gym think he got a clean block, but Terwilliger will head back to the free throw line as Chase Hermanson will pick up personal foul number 1. Both teams with 4 team fouls here and still 3 minutes left in the second period, so we're going to have some bonus shooting for a while. Terwilliger shooting a pair. The first one rims in and out, no good. The basket on this end of the floor has been a little tricky for the Governors to get them down, especially from close range. Terwilliger's second one is good. 4 out of 6 from the line. That's all he's got on the board so far. 24-17. Governors with pressure, but it's broken here and a long one. Pass across to Braylon Yellowbird. Now Jackson Wheeldryer to set things up. Cece through Wheeldryer to Yellowbird, and we've got a foul away from the basketball, and this is against the Knights, and it's Chase Hermanson. No, it's number 50, Jason Troyan, who has his second personal now. So he'll check out. 13, Matthew Mead is back in for his second tour of duty, 2:42 as we inbound. And the Governors coming up the length of the floor from the far side to the near. Caden Aharts Working to set things up. First one goes to Dilges. Now on the backdoor cut. Reverse and a pretty one for Corday Austin with the left hand. That's good. Corday right on the money with a bit of a highlight play from Rounds Financial Services in Pierre. Governors within 5 again at 24-19. The biggest lead for the Knights in this second quarter has been 12. At 21-9 at one point. Here comes Wheel Dryer down the left side. Penetration, kick out. Yellowbird puts it on the floor. Hermanson, Yellowbird, now Cece challenges Terwilliger, and he lays it up and in. Terwilliger is there defensively, but Canvan Cece with the hang time and the left-handed dipsy-do. That was pretty. You can call that a highlight play for the Knights in return. 26-19. O'Gorman back up by 7. Here's Terwilliger back up to Aharts. NBA range, 3 ball in and out, no good. Meade up high for the O'Gorman rebound. Governors get back defensively. Here's Hermanson. Meade is open in the left corner. That is good for 3. Question for Derek Roby. I thought you said your guys weren't three-point shooters. They thought they were, but they're not. That's what he said in our pregame conversation. But O'Gorman has 3 in the quarter now from long range and 4 in this first half. And suddenly a 5-point lead is back to 10. 29-19 as we hit the 1-minute mark. Here comes Terwilliger. Spin move right side. That's good. And the Governors make a second bunny here. 29-21. That kind of physical play. I mean, that's just good basketball right there. Basketball purists will love it when teams work it inside of their big man and they can get baskets. Despite the traffic, Wheel Dryer floats over Terwilliger. This time no good, but Cece comes in out of there with the offensive rebound. And O'Gorman can back it out, chew the rest of the clock here if they want to in the second period. 20 seconds counting down. Shot clock is off. Governors have battled, but O'Gorman has maintained a healthy lead for most of this first half. Right now at 8. Here we go. 10 seconds with Cece to the right side, and Hermanson's just going to launch a 3. That's no good. Govs have 3 seconds. Terwilliger rebounds. Ahart's half court, and he just misses it off to the left side. Boy, from this angle, that looked like it had a chance, but he did miss it off to the left. And the Governors will head to halftime trailing by 8. But it's O'Gorman 29 and Pierre 21. Our score here on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We pause for 3 minutes and head to intermission. Halftime sponsored by Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial. Find them on the Capitol Creek Center Plaza on East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. We'll talk about it when we return. In 3 minutes, you're listening to Governor Basketball, your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
We have been your partner on the road since 1948.
We bring decades of expertise to ensure your journey begins with confidence. Our goal is to turn your visit into a memorable experience, leaving you with a smile and peace of mind.
Iverson Auto of Mitchell and Huron are here to make your car buying experience smooth and enjoyable every step of the way.
Visit us online at iversonauto.com.
At Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Generational success means different things to different people. But to us, it means seeing my daughter follow in my footsteps, keeping the farm in the family, just getting to do this every day. We're Agtegra Cooperative, and we're generationally successful. That's who we are. Agtegra Cooperative.
Hey Josie, why so glum, chum? I can't find a way to get my whole group to one spot without taking all these cars. You haven't heard of Denwall Transportation? They have luxury seating buses with air conditioning, outlets to charge your phone, and other must-haves for traveling. Whoa, no way! Yeah, you should check them out. Where can I find them? You can follow them on Facebook or denwalltransportation.com, or hey, let's give them a call at 605-532-3836. Denwall Transportation, let us do the driving.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Each day brings the opportunity to make a difference, to follow through with integrity, to solve challenges through innovative thinking, and to bring the technical know-how needed to get the job done. At Wilbur Ellis, this is how we work, standing side by side as local experts who partner with the stewards of the land. We do it together. That's the power of we.
Protect what matters most with the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, American Family Insurance. Our personalized insurance solutions ensure you're covered, no matter what life throws your way. From home and auto to farm, commercial, and life, we tailor policies to fit your unique needs. With our dedicated team and exceptional service, you'll have peace of mind knowing you're in good hands. Contact the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC.
Best of luck in today's competition to the Pierre Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan, and they're focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at dancingsky.com.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
At Dakota Behavioral Health, we offer comprehensive mental health services, including medication management. With offices in Pierre and Winter, we provide in-person and telehealth appointments to fit your schedule. Whether you're managing anxiety, depression, stress, or other concerns, our compassionate team is here to help. We are currently accepting new clients, so take the first step toward better mental health today. Call Dakota Behavioral Health at 605-702-6769 or visit dakotabh.com to schedule your appointment.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine.
Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Service Master of Pierre has been proudly serving Pierre and Fort Pierre for over 40 years. They offer professional carpet and upholstery cleaning, post-construction cleanup, residential and janitorial services, and thorough disinfection cleans. Service Master Restore provides expert water, smoke, fire, mold, and odor damage restoration, along with drying, dehumidification, and trauma or biohazard cleanup. When disaster strikes, every second counts. Trust the experts who've been doing it for over 40 years. Service Master of Pierre. Get clean today.
Futures aren't made by accident. They're dreamt, they're planned, they're discovered. At Northern State University, futures are the result of hard work and grit. NSU is an academic powerhouse with a spirit of exploration and genuine support, where professors know your name and push you to discover what you're truly capable of. But don't take our word for it. When you experience Northern, you'll see the difference here.
The Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
The DWU Culver's Classic is back for 2026.
Three from the corner, good! A huge
36 teams travel to the world's only Corn Palace in Mitchell. Action begins on 9 a.m. on February 13th and 14th, with all games streamed on Live Ticket TV on pay-per-view. $12.99 per game or $94.95 for all 18 games. The 2026 DWU Culver's Classic, February 13th and 14th, inside the world's only Corn Palace and on Live Ticket TV.
With our new back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do. Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Going through the rest of this season, Knight girls are second in power rankings, still looking up at unbeaten Brandon Valley. Meanwhile, in the boys' power rankings, Sioux Falls Roosevelt 10-1, Lincoln 11-0, Watertown is 10-1. The Knights are 6-4, and they are ninth power rate, and the Governors are in the 14th spot with a 4-8 mark. Here we go, second half, first possession, and the throw-in brought to you by Comtech in Pierre, your communication and electronic sales and service dealer on the lower truck bypass. Knights with the basketball as they come to our direction. Mason Clark with a left side drive. Tried to lay it up and in, but he misses as that one comes off a little too strong. Lincoln Dill just down with a Governor rebound. Jaron Deal starting the second half with 3 personal fouls for the Governors as he'll have to take some care. Out on the floor with Caden Aharts, Lincoln Dilgis, who is down to the right block, trying to work his way in, and Braylon Yellowbird might have gotten a little piece of that shot from behind. Cece down with it, coast to coast. Too much on the layup attempt, no good. Aharts with it now. As the Governors work it quickly, but steal inside by Chase Hermanson. And now another transition opportunity for the Knights. Underneath, Cece back out to Hermanson. He hit a couple of threes in the second. Austin tried to run him down to get a hand in the face. Not enough, as it is Cece who hits, or Chase Hermanson who hits his third 3 of the second and third periods. 32-21. Chase Hermanson now 3 for 4. Make it 3 for 5 from outside. Ahart's looking for the answer. This one a little bit short. CC up high for the rebound. 32-21. Knights want some more. Kick it out, Wheel Dryer. Now Yellowbird up top. Hermanson again. Not this time. He's alternated. Makes and misses for 6 attempts. So the Governors better stick on him the next time because he's due to make one. But it stays at 32-21. Yellowbird goes up into the stands and avoids everybody in the stands. A little fist pump from a fan in there to our left as he knocked a pass away out of bounds. Backdoor alley-oop, no good. It's taken away by Wheel Dryer on the steal. Governors get back defensively, and the kickback from underneath thrown right to Cooper Terwilliger. A steal for the Governors. Turnover number 5 for the Knights. 2 minutes in, and another tip pass. Wheel Dryer gets another steal. That's 3 takeaways for the Knights since halftime in 2 minutes plus. Underneath and back out to the perimeter. Wheel Dryer needs some help. And Mason Clark at the top of the key. Now to Hermanson to our left, but on the right side of the Knights' arc. Hermanson underneath. Baseline. Nice kick out there. Braylon Yellowbird to Jackson Wheel Dryer. He can't get it to go. Deal has the rebound. Cece tries to run him down, and then Cece gets tripped up. He and Deal locked up legs, and Camden's going to be called for the foul, but it was Cece who hit the floor hard. Deal, all he did was he pulled the rebound down, and then he just took off up the floor and tried to make as quick a progress as he could. Cece ran him down, but again, it's a second personal for Camden Cece. He's off, but he'll take a break, and right now it looks like his elbow on the right side got the brunt of it. I was afraid he put his face to the floor. Here's the entry into Terwilliger, and Alex Christian, who checked in, is going to be called for a push behind Terwilliger, and Christian, the 6'4 junior, comes off the bench, but now he's got an early third personal. And Jason Troyan will come in to take his place. Troyan out there with two fouls as well. Here's an inbound to Corday Austin, right side. And the Governors wearing their home whites if you're just joining us and watching at drgnews.com. Second day of a travel day. I thought maybe they'd have their blacks today and O'Gorman would still be in home white, and that's not the case. Here's another foul against Terwilliger on the Knights, and this goes to Jason Troyan. So both the bigs off the bench for O'Gorman have 3 personals, and we're still just 3 minutes into the second half here. Governors go back in to Terwilliger. Turnaround shot. Misses its mark, and the Knights are the last to touch. He didn't draw iron, so the shot clock won't get reset, but it did get reset after that previous foul. The inbound comes out to the wing with Terwilliger. Swing it back around. Dilgis to Aharts. Now Terwilliger again muscling in and has this one up and good over the top of Jason Troyan. And that could be key if Terwilliger can continue to back in against these big guys who have a little bit of early second half foul trouble. Maybe he can get a little more high percentage shot opportunities. The lead is 9. Here's a turnaround for Chase Hermanson. He won't get that. And it's Caden Aharts with a Governor rebound. Corday Austin, right side. They've stuck on him pretty well today. Here's a long 3 for Jaron Deal. Deep up top, Deal with his second field goal. He has 5 minutes, 32-26. The Governors aren't about to go away, it looks like. There's a nice dish inside Yellowbird to Jason Troyan, who gets a little reverse from left to right, up and good. 34-26. Knights have the lead. Pierre's only lead today was 2-0. Gorman hit a 3 and went up 3-2 right away. And they haven't trailed since, even though we've had one tie. Now getting into the lane and trying to drive is Lincoln Dilgis, but Jackson Wheel Dryer is called for a little hand check. And now the Knights have 4 fouls as a team. Wheel Dryer's second personal. 4th team foul in the quarter. Tayson Steele comes in place of Cooper Terwilliger. The inbound in the lane. Austin kicks out. Caden Ahart's corner 3 is off the mark. Rebound is down to Wheel Dryer, but it's taken away by Lincoln Dilgis. He feeds to Aharts, who drives, but still can't hit. And now Yellowbird on the drive, and we've got a foul. It'll be a block against the Governors. Again, a transition opportunity after the Governors missed one from close range. This one was more in the middle of the lane rather than off to the side. But Pierre has just not been able to get a good shooting percentage from close range, and that if this game continues the way it is, as O'Gorman maintains the lead, might be looking at that as really the biggest difference in the game. As Yellowbird gets 2 shots, he makes them both. Personal foul was the second for Tayson Steele off the bench for the Governors today. The night lead is 10 now, 36-26, as Jaron Deal goes coast to coast, and this layup off the glass is good. 36-28, here come the Knights, and a foul on Dilges. And the speeding Talik Schlimgen misses the layup. He ends up on the deck. But he'll get 2 free throws as Lincoln Dilges has his first personal foul. Even after a made basket, Govs, for the first time today, got beat down the floor. Schlimgen off the bench. Solid on his first attempt from the free throw line. Terwilliger will check in the play stoppage. Dilges comes out with 2:55 to go. We're in the third quarter. One more for Schlimgen from the stripe is good. 2 for 2, and it's a 10-point lead again for OG. 38-28. Knights led by 8 at halftime, 29-21. Their biggest lead was 21-9. 12 points early in the second quarter. Here's Corday Austin. Gov's got to find a way to get him going. And he'll give it off to Deal. Right side, up top, Tayson Steele for 3. No good. Off the back of the rim, Schlimgen up high. That was a good look for Steele. Just a little strong. Here come the Knights again. To the far corner, now back up top to Mason Clark. Directing a little traffic. He'll send Yellowbird to the free throw line. Give off to the left side. Now playing catch around the perimeter. Back inside, Yellowbird is good. Fed by Schlimgen. And there's a shot that the Knights have been making throughout the game, but the Governors have been missing. And the biggest lead of the game is matched right now at 40-28. Here's Deal penetrating. Dump it underneath. Terwilliger in traffic. And it doesn't get the shot, but he gets the rebound, and then that's where the foul is whistled. Foul on the floor, but Terwilliger will go to the free throw line. This is number 5 to put the Governors in the bonus here in the quarter. And it's called on Matthew Mead, who has checked in along the way. Off the bench, Terwilliger 4 for 6 in the first half, but misses his first one here, rimming it in and out. Govs will bring Aharts and Steele out. Sincere Wilson is in for the first time in the second half. And Lincoln Dilges back in with him. Chase Hermanson out for the Knights. Second one for Terwilliger off the back iron, no good. Govs battle for the rebound. Austin picks it up. He takes it to the rack, and that's altered. Shot no good, but Terwilliger has it now. And a reset with Jaron Deal. Back inside Terwilliger. And then the reach for Wheeldryer. The Knights foul train continues, but I will say this, on this one, there was quite a lean in for Terwilliger as he was trying to get closer to the hoop. And Cooper with 2 more. He's missed 3 in a row now after this one goes off the front of the rim. And the substitution revolving door for the Knights brings out Wheeldryer and Camden Cece. Terwilliger tries again. Free throw good this time. Cooper with 9 points. Here down by 11 at 40-29. The press is broken. An open shot. Missed this time. A new player into the game. Here comes Austin as he flies to the hoop, and he'll finger roll it home. Ty Good missed the layup on the other end. The Governors get a rare transition basket. As Austin gets the finish, now Corday looking for a steal. Saves it, but it's back into the hands of the Knights. Three-pointer here for Matthew Mead is short from the left wing. He'll save it back into the hands of Yellowbird. It's up and in for two. A great follow by Matthew Mead off of the miss, and he'll get an assist instead. Yellowbird good for two. It's 42-31. Deal drives and challenges, but is fouled. And number Deuce Kai good with his first personal foul. Two shots coming here for Deal. So it's obviously going to be something the Governors have to try to do the rest of this game. Get to the free throw line. They had 10 attempts in the first half. They went 7 out of 10. Cooper Terwilliger 1 out of 4 so far here in the third period. Jaron Deal with 2 opportunities. The first one is good. And the second one is also good. So Jaron with 7 points in the quarter, 9 in the game. He'll check out for the last 44 seconds of the third period. Caden Ahart's back on. 42-33. Well, Gorman's still up by 9. Press is broken, but a pass to the knees of Troyan mishandled. Dill just gets a loose ball off the floor. It'll be Pierre basketball on the jump ball, alternating possession with 34.2 seconds left. So the shot clock can officially turn off. Here to close out quarter number 3. Knights are 6-4 on the year. The Governors just 4-8. Knights had a close call at Yankton Tuesday night, 44-42 rather. Those same Yankton Bucks come to Riggs High Gym on Tuesday night in the Governors' next game. Of course, right here on River 92.7. Corday Austin in the O'Gorman Shield at center court. Puts it in motion. 5 seconds. Cooper Terwilliger may have had a shot blocked. He's looking for a foul. 2 seconds. A heave-ho from half court for Braylon Yellowbird is off the back of the rim. No good. Third period comes to an end. It's an entertaining game at the least, but the Knights lead the Governors 42-33 on the scoreboard. Brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We'll pause for 1 minute, and we'll go to the fourth next. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Loan application. You can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
Winter is here, and that means it's the perfect time to schedule your winter service inspections at Grossenberg Implement. Now is the time to book your appointment and get ahead of the rush. And here's a deal you don't want to miss. Bring your planter or baler in with your tractor, and you'll receive a free implement inspection with any paid tractor inspection. Don't wait. Stop by any of the 9 Grossenberg Implement locations and talk with a service manager today. Get on the list and get a jump on a trouble-free season. Grossenberg Implement. Service, the other half of a great product.
What if we back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union press box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
In Pierre. Back in Sioux Falls, fourth quarter. It's the Knights who have the opening possession. Ryan Oakland with the play-by-play. Haley Hansen in studio today. Caleb Brozick on camera, as per usual when we're on the road. Here on our coverage of Pierre Governor Basketball. First shot of the quarter is a 3 for Wheeldryer. It's no good. Hermanson gets an offensive rebound but misses the putback, and he'll be fouled from there. Yes, he'll get another offensive board. 13-12, the scoring advantage for O'Gorman. In that second period, an 8-point halftime lead grew to 9. Here's a 3 for Hermanson, no good. CC offensive boards, and up in the air, he puts it back up and in. 44-33. That foul, by the way, was the second personal for Cooper Terwilliger. Now mishandled pass. That pass from Ahart's taken away by Mason Clark, and somehow the scoop is off the glass, and it's good, and tack on a foul. Mason Clark with the steal, and that was pretty, folks. I got to hand it to that youngster. He knows how to put them down. They're not pretty, but they go. And the foul is on Aharts with his second personal. You can call that a highlight play. Mason Clark right on the money. And those types of plays sponsored by Rounds Financial Services in Pierre. Misses the free throw, however. Corday Austin looking to go the distance. Off of the rebound, he'll end up going to the free throw line, fouled in the act of shooting. So the Govs with 2 early fouls here in the quarter. The Knights committed a number of fouls in the third period. We'll see how many they end up committing here in the fourth if the Governors continue to try to stay aggressive and going to the hole. Jackson Wheeldryer with his third personal puts Corday Austin at the line to shoot 2, but the first one rims in and out. That one halfway down, and it comes back out. And no good. Another one pending here for Corday Austin, who's been very quiet today. He does have 8 points. And with a free throw here, he has now scored his 9th. He scored in all 4 quarters, but no scoring flurries for the 6'3 senior so far today. 46-34, a brief lead of 13 a moment ago by the Knights was the biggest they've had all day. Far side from where we're at, Mason Clark directing traffic. He'll bring it back up top as the Knights head toward us. Pass underneath as Clark found Alex Christian, but the Governors, Lincoln Dill, just get a hand on there to knock it away. 6:40 to go, quarter number 4. If the Govs ever had a scoring run in them with some defensive stops, obviously now would be a good time to do that. Clark again, down the lane, finger roll, left-handed floater, whatever you want to call it. It's in again. And Mason Clark making plays here so far in the fourth period. 48-34, the newest biggest lead of the afternoon for O'Gorman. As Braylon Yellowbird cuts in front of a pass across the top of the key to knock it away. And this will be a big test for the Governors too, because another trend for Pierre has been futility in the fourth quarter. That happened last night. Now the Governors will take a timeout before they throw in. And Larry Aker will take 60 here. Full timeout brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. It's 48-34. Plenty of time to go here in the fourth quarter. You're listening to Governor Basketball.
Bank isn't a place to lock up money. It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Choice as we play the last 6 minutes and change in regulation here at O'Gorman High. And out of that timeout, a steal taken away by Camden Cece. Foul on the floor. I tell you what, folks, I used to be a bleacher bum about 35, 40 years ago, but it just seems like kids today just don't understand the game like we used to. I just have to say that. There's a foul on the floor on Jaron Deal. Camden Cece gets a steal, and Deal will pick up his fourth. Deal negates a layup. And a guy who's been around about as long as anybody in stripes made that call, and Jim Jocko Johnston. Now it's a loose ball as Deal comes away with a steal. The Governors will take it back. Pierre gets it inside. Terwilliger getting pushed all over the place, says Larry Aker, and I tend to agree, but he'll kick it out. Corday Austin, 3-ball, will not go. Another one, in and out, no good. Now the Knights go transition. Layup up by Yellowbird is no good. Terwilliger will rebound, and there was contact on that layup attempt. Here's Dilgis from Caden Aharts, and the Governors end up getting the basket. First points of the day, first field goal rather for Lincoln Dilgis. He has 3 points, 48-36. All of that entails a defensive stop or two by the Govs. They get a basket. Now a steal for Corday Austin, but the ball is loose and up ahead. And we'll have a trip up of Mason Clark. And it's an accident, but it's personal foul number 5 for Jaron Deal. And Larry Aker is letting the coach hear it. Sincere Wilson will have to check in. And this is the thing, folks, about the game of basketball. As I watch this game, and especially if you get a chance to watch it close, it's amazing how fast-paced this game is. Years ago, they had to add a third official. I'm not so sure we don't need 4 officials now. But Jaron Deal is fouled out. Sincere Wilson is in. Here's a 3 for Hermanson. It's no good, but Mason Clark, offensive rebound. Back to Wheeldryer. He'll try a 3. That's no good. And as Caden Aharts grabs the rebound, Wheeldryer will foul him for his 4th personal. Now the Governors have 4 fouls as a team. O'Gorman picks up just their 2nd. As Aharts gets it across the timeline. Pierre on the next possession. He'll travel with it. He tried to pivot. Loses his footing, and the Govs will have their 13th turnover. Govs have been aggressive. They've tried to go to the hole all game long. Aharts tried to make an aggressive move, but just got a little ahead of himself in this instance. Knights with the ball and a 48-36 advantage. Now they've got the numbers after breaking pressure, and Camden Cece will get the finish. Fed by Talek Schlimgen. Here's Sincere Wilson, tries a wild effort off the lane. We're in 2 and off to the right, floating. Terwilliger, though, comes up with the ball underneath. And we got another whistle and a foul here. 50-36 our score. 1-3 the fouling party. Here is Matthew Mead. This one on the floor. That's the 3rd for the Knights. Pierre with a quick inbound. And it's Terwilliger, now Dilgis. Here is Wilson, right side, out top. As we approach the 4-minute mark of the 4th period. Back out. Aharts over to Austin. There's a 3-ball good for the Governors. Larry Aker is asking for a timeout. He didn't get it. Coach was screaming for a 3. Here's Terwilliger. Jocko Johnston ran right by the Pierre bench. And Larry Aker is just begging. He's still asking for a... I'll tell you what, it's just crazy. I just can't. There's just so many things going on right now, and it happens every game, but a lot of things that just make you shake your head. I mean, officials got to be expecting a timeout for one thing in that situation. Here comes Clark. Between defenders, we got a foul in the lane. And Mason Clark will go to the free throw line. The Governors hit a 3 from Corday Austin. Cuts a 14-point deficit down to 11. They have timeouts to use, and it's just something you see all the time. You have to pretty much expect that the Govs are going to take a timeout at the end of that, after that made shot. And 3 veteran officials didn't hear Larry Aker asking for one, if not screaming. Foul here goes to Cooper Terwilliger. And I apologize, folks. I kind of feel like I'm starting to complain a little too much. That's not the case. I'm just kind of telling it how it is, but which is, I guess, the job of an announcer. But these officials, they know what they're doing. It's just a little surprising they didn't look to see if coach wanted a timeout on that instance. Anyway, we play on. Skip pass. Here's Dilgis, a rain-making 18-foot attempt, no good. How about Corday Austin underneath, pulling down an offensive board? And he'll go to the free throw line on a putback attempt. So updating the score and the situation, 51-39. We've got 3:09 to play here in our fourth quarter. Governors have just not been able to put a scoring run together all game long. And they still trail by double figures, but Austin gets the first of two here. The foul was called on Braylon Yellowbird, his second personal. 4 as a team for the Knights, so both teams are in the bonus the rest of the way, and Austin's second freebie is good. Corday up into to double figures now with 11. And I think that's team leading for the Govs. 51-41, 3 minutes to go in regulation. Knights maintaining the lead throughout. Clark, little penetration closed off by Sincere Wilson. Governors have lost Jaron Deal to fouls. He's been disqualified. Wheeldryer shuffles the feet. Might have got away with a travel. Gets it inside. Now it's Yellowbird out to Cece. Penetration on the baseline. Yellowbird will get it to go off of the feed from Camden Cece. And the lead is 12 again. 2.5 to play. Dilgis, lob underneath. Terwilliger, foul. Can't get it to go. Sometimes you say, in life, how many situations do you come across? If I had $1, and right now it just seems like if I had $1 for all of the close range shots that the Governors have not been able to score on today, well, I'd probably be able to take the next game off from a paying perspective. Miss one, make one. The situation for Terwilliger this time, 53-42. The foul was the second personal on Mason Clark. Press broken. Knights setting up in the half court as we are at 2:10 to play in the fourth quarter. 11-point ball game. In the paint, Yellowbird back out. Good job by the Knights to choose some time off of the shot clock this time. They'll continue to play some catch. Now penetration. Cece, another good dish. Kind of a no-look pass underneath the Talek Schlimgen, who is clipped by Terwilliger, and Cooper T will pick up his fourth personal now. Talek Schlimgen 2 for 2. Back to the line. And his first of 2 is good here. Troyan will check in for the shooter if he makes it. He does. Schlimgen 4 out of 4, and now the lead to 13 again. Knights have had an answer every time the Governors have got something on the board. Pressure being shown by the Knights. Cece's quickness has been a big problem for the Governors in this game, but here comes Corday Austin. He'll penetrate. Footing is off a little bit, but the shot is good for Corday Austin in the paint, and this time Coach Larry Aker does get a timeout with 1:41 to play. 30-second Coke break, and we'll be back. It's 55-44 O'Gorman here on River 92.7.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, where they treat you like you own the place, because you do.
Aharts looks like he's trying to foul, and now they finally get him. But that had 19 seconds on the possession ticked away. Of course, basically, the Governors are trying to get a steal in the backcourt. And then after the Knights break the time barrier, that's when they fouled, but I think Aharts finally got him on his third attempt, and it was a good thing he did because Cooper Terwilliger would have gotten his fifth. But Mason Clark goes to the free throw line, and his first of two is up and good. Both teams in the bonus. 5+ fouls for each team in the quarter. Clark's second one is in and out, no good. Cece had it, lost it. It's floated up into the air, and it comes down into the hands of Braylon Yellowbird. And he got caught into a little bit of trouble. Derek Roby will get the timeout here with 1:16 to play. Knights have another possession with a 12-point advantage. Another 30-second step aside, sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling and Pierre. This is Governor Basketball.
Pests don't wait, and neither should you. At Olson's Pest Technicians, we've been protecting homes and businesses for over 55 years. From bats in attics to rodents in walls, ants in kitchens, stubborn bedbug infestations, even swarms of mosquitoes. We've seen it all, and we handle it all. With expert technicians, ethical treatments, and service across
Welcome
South
back
Dakota.
to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box.
Knight basketball once again. Now we're at 1:16 to go in the fourth of a 12-point O'Gorman lead. And the Governors, if they want to stop the clock, will have to come up with an early foul. But here they'll induce a pass by Cece. He was going to the corner, but there was nobody home. I'll be honest, I was the closest one to that high pass. But I'm not about to dive off of this balcony to try to haul it in and help the O'Gorman cause either. So an out-of-bounds turnover, 10th of the game for the Knights. Aharts heads the other way. Dill just going to fire a three, but that's short. And then it's caught by Troyan underneath. Governor's trying to get some quick offense. Didn't happen there. And now again, we'll have to try to get some quick fouls, perhaps. We're in the final minute. Clark was pushed by Aharts. Nothing, not enough. And now Dill just bodies up. My golly, letting them play here when they know the Governors want to get a foul. And now you got 13 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Yellowbird in the lane. Austin intercepts a pass across the lane. Pierre's got to go quickly. It's still a 4-possession game. Here's Dilgis from Wilson underneath Terwilliger. Layup, good. Bunny on the left side. The Governors will not take a timeout, though, as this one is academic. The lead is 10, and the time is 10 seconds, and the Governors will back off. Well, Aharts will not. Oh, the irony. Aharts with a foul here will send Yellowbird to the free throw line. The Governors went an entire possession the last time the Knights had the ball. They ultimately got a steal, but there was only about 4 seconds left on the shot clock. And this time, when Coach Aker didn't call a timeout after the Governors make a bucket to make it a 10-point game, Caden Aharts still commits the foul. Yellowbirds with his first one is good. Second one is good. And that'll pretty much do it. They get one to Austin. 6 seconds left. Dilgis, a three-pointer at the buzzer. Hey, he hits it, but not enough, as the O'Gorman Knights will defeat the Pierre Governors in this one today. That one does make it a single-digit margin, though, but on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, your final score, the O'Gorman Knights 58 and the Pierre Governors 49. Knights with the victory, improved to 7-4 on the season. The Governors fall to 4-9. They'll lose them both this weekend here in the Metro. Final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Use their budget plan and keep full service to stay warm all season long with Gales Gas Service in Pierre. 58-49, the Knights win it. We'll take a 3-minute break. We'll come back into the postgame. Your postgame sponsored by Family Dental Offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. We'll talk all about it coming back in 3 minutes. Governor basketball on the official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Dr. Ryan and his team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg would like to thank their wonderful patients for allowing us to treat their whole family, from infants to elders and everyone in between, including routine dental care, same-day crowns and bridges, implants, and many more procedures. We are excited that soon we'll be able to offer IV sedation. We are excited for what the future will bring. Call 224-7774 to schedule an appointment today. Again, thank you to all our wonderful patients.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio and Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District. Backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. They make it easy when looking for a new vehicle, getting all available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop into Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for all your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Welcome back to the OG, Gorman High in Sioux Falls. Tough game for the Governors, a kind of a frustrating game, I imagine. And I don't want to get too deep into that with the head coach when we talk to him here in our Family Dental post game. But some of the things I've been talking about, especially through the second half, there's just so many things that can be so frustrating from a fan's perspective. And sometimes it starts with officiating. The officials are all veteran officials. They are great officials. They may not have had their best game today, but that wasn't it. That wasn't the reason at all. But sometimes, you got to give them credit because this game moves so fast these days. And there's just a lot of things in the speed of the game that go either unnoticed or uncalled. Sure, you got people all over the gym that see some things going on, but it's I'll be quite honest, from my perspective, as a fan, not as an announcer, but as a fan, it's frustrating just to see on both ends of the floor how fast this game goes. And what that leads to is frustrations from the fans' perspective, from the players, from the coaches, and basically through any given basketball game, all anybody's doing is getting upset, and they're just getting they're getting pissed off. And that's just kind of everybody, you kind of you preach niceties and things like that. You want everybody to be nice to one another. It's just not. It's just not the case, and I just think that's the nature of sport today. And so that's one thing that I get a little bit frustrated about, and that's why I had a little bit of an editorial going on and throughout that fourth quarter of play. But it certainly had nothing to do with O'Gorman, had nothing to do with the officials. It's mostly to do with the nature of the game as it is anymore. So I hope that people will understand me, especially anybody who doesn't have any stake in this game at all. But at any rate, let's talk about this one. By the way, welcome to our Family Dental post game. Governors fall 58-49, and it was a battle, no doubt about it today. But the difference in this one just turned out to be shots that the Governors couldn't make, transitions that the O'Gorman Knights could make, and then you got the Knights who were able to finish close range from the half court or from transition. Didn't really matter. Their points in the paint compared to what the Governors get in this game today are a big difference in how the Knights win it by 9, 58-49. Knights win it all quarter stops as well, 14-9 at the end of one, 29-21 at halftime. And hard-fought second quarter went 15-12, O'Gorman's favor. Third quarter was 13-12 in O'Gorman's favor. And then that fourth quarter, the Governors actually match O'Gorman 16-16. Of course, there was a three-pointer hit by Lincoln Dilgis at the end, which was inconsequential, but it did make it, instead of a 12-point margin, down to a 9-point victory margin for the O'Gorman Knights. Knights hit 10 of 18 on the floor in the first half, 9 for 22 in the second half, 19 of 40 on the game overall. They hit 5 threes, only one of them in the second half, 5 out of 18 on the contest, 13 of 17 from the free throw line. So they did a good job from the stripe with a good percentage there. And Braylon Yellowbird checks in as the team leader with 15 points. 10 of those come in the second half. Chase Hermanson has 11 points. Mason Clark with 10. 3 players in double figures, and another one was close, and Camden Cece, who will come in with 8. Jackson Wheeldryer has 5 points. And Talek Schlimgen with 4 free throws and as many tries off the bench. 3-pointers down for Matthew Mead. 3-pointer down for Matthew Mead and 2 points for Jason Troyan in this one. Quickly through the Governors on the floor, they'll go 15 of 39, 5 of 13 in this game from long range. That's not bad. 14 of 22. They're getting to the stripe. Decent percentage there. Corday Austin will lead with 16 points. Cooper Terwilliger battles all game long to 12 points. Jaron Deal with 9, and then 6 points each for Caden Aharts and for Lincoln Dilgis. Govs fall 58-49. More stats coming up, but the coach has made his way up to the balcony too, and Larry Aker to talk about this one. And coach, the bottom line in this one, and just to me, it was a battle. And for my money, the difference in this game, unfortunately, is the bunnies made or missed and the transition baskets that O'Gorman gets out of those. And and they're able to hit their layups in traffic, and it's just a team that I guess is just a little more experienced in knowing how to score, from right around the bucket tonight.
Yeah, we missed, especially in that first half, we missed way too many easy looks or bunnies inside. And I thought that was the difference at halftime, and and then we missed opportunities at the free throw line too, I thought, and then. Also, we're doing a pretty good job of not letting them enter the ball into the post or the high post. And then, a couple times we did, and we had to collapse and they kick it out and knock in a 3. So, they always seem to have an answer. Every time we made a little bit of a run or, kind of got a little momentum, they were able to, answer that and then we just had what I call dumb luck. Just, certain things, a tip pass, we never get anything. I think the kid kicked it 3 or 4 times. They say it has to be intentional. Well, when you kick it off the end of your toe, I don't care whether it's intentional or not. Like that's anything with the foot, that's a kick ball, but he, deflects it and kicks it a couple times and gets a run out and gets a layup. It's just things like that, in a game like this make a big difference.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you're in your home floor, maybe that's something that goes your way as well. I mean, these are the things that is why you have a home court advantage in some cases. But this game was all about inside play, and I really, really like the game plan is certainly executed. Sometimes, in many cases, just not finished. But the game plan is get your paint touches, and Terwilliger was. He's got to be tired after this one because he played about as hard of a game as I've seen anybody play all year.
Yeah, and he doesn't ask to come out, ever. And he just looked at me and said, he goes, I just needed a break, and which I don't blame him. He had two guys hanging on him, all the time, pushing him. And again, that's just something we're going to be battling. He goes up for a rebound. They call him for a push from behind. And I'm like, well, it's no different when he goes to get the ball and they're pushing him off the block. They're displacing him too. So, yeah. I'll fight and argue that call all the time because, right now they're giving the advantage to the defense and, a kid his size, he's not just getting moved 4 feet for, on his own, he's getting pushed. So, but I thought we did a good job of getting the ball and, splitting, and he, found the shooter, and we hit a couple, shots early. And then, unfortunately the threes didn't really, start falling.
In a lot of games so far this season where you've come up short, there've been scoring runs by your opponents. Obviously a lot of really good teams. I think O'Gorman is a fine basketball team that, they hit a few runs. There was an 8-0 run early on in this game that I think might have been their longest. But, obviously they had an answer for everything you had. But I think you guys did a pretty good job in keeping within striking distance for basically the entire game until the last couple of minutes when you just couldn't get into single-digit margin.
Right, and, that's the thing, especially in the first half. We give them that run, and then, we missed Bunny and, and again, it just seems like every time we missed an easy bunny or an easy shot, we gave a run out or and they took advantage of it on the other end. And, that's big things. And, again, at halftime, we said we had to do a better job in transition defensively. And to start the third, I didn't think we did that. We're still not, I know they're tired and going up and down, but you gotta, on a missed shot or something, you gotta sprint back and stop the ball and not stop it at the at the hoop. You got to stop it at the 3-point line, and that's just something we got to get better at.
And unfortunately, Gorman has better depth in this game too, so I think that could have been an issue. Certainly, as you're playing your second game in the 24 hours in this case. But let's look ahead. You've got a Yankton team coming up, a Yankton team that played this O'Gorman team very tough on Tuesday night. And, obviously it's going to be another good battle, but certainly feeling comfortable back home. And your only game of the week, so you can kind of lay it all out there. So, let's get after it Tuesday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Haynes has obviously done a great job down there and know him pretty well. So I know they're very well coached, and their record definitely doesn't show how good they are. I think they're at 4 or 5 games now that are 3 points or less. Yeah. It's going to be another battle, and they do have a big guy that can kind of body Cooper up, but we'll still look to maybe run a little more and get those paint touches, and we just got to knock some shots in.
Absolutely. All right, Coach, we'll look forward to that on Tuesday night. Good effort here today.
All right, thank you.
Larry Aker, the Governor, head coach, as the Govs fall by 9, 58-49 in this one. The rest of the stat sheet, after we've given you the scoring totals in this one, unofficially, you've got O'Gorman Just a slim rebounding advantage overall, 22-21. And I've got Pierre with 8 offensive rebounds compared to 7 for the Knights. Leading rebounders have 6 each. Cooper Terwilliger for the Governors and Chase Hermanson for the Knights in this one. Governors commit 13 turnovers. A lot of that comes from quick hands from O'Gorman, but, the Governors get 11 takeaways themselves. The assist game, pretty impressive. Both teams in double figures. The Knights, though, with 14 assists. Camden Cece with 4 of those, and Caden Ahart's had 4 of the Governors' 11 overall assists in this one. And again, a tough battle, and the key word in this one was battle. The Governors did do that, but they still come up short, 58-49. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. There's more of our Family Dental postgame coming up. We got big plays coming up, and your player of the game also still to be announced. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
I'm Scott Nye. As a coach for the Pierre Governors, I know a winning game plan is crucial. When it comes to your finances, you deserve one too. At New Edge Advisors, our name is new, but our commitment to you isn't. We're the same trusted team you've known, and we've expanded our playbook of resources to help you plan for retirement, manage investments, and protect your future. Let's build the strategy that gets your financial future into the end zone.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC is a separate entity from LPL Financial.
Back more of the Family Dental postgame. River 92.7, your official voice of Pierre Governor Basketball.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX FM, and K296FI Pierre. Arrive alive. Don't text and drive.
It's a 58-49 win for the O'Gorman Knights. They certainly didn't do it without big plays of the game. Big plays are sponsored by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. Let's hear from them. Your big plays are coming up.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Well, and I'll be honest, as I sent to break on that quick 30-second notice, I didn't really know what I was going to do for big plays of the game. But then still, as I thought about it, it's something we've already touched on a couple of times since this game came to an end. One time with Coach Larry Aker. It's just got to be the inability for the Governors, on behalf of the Governors, to miss or to make the inability to make those shots in the paint. And, contested shots, a lot of them, but O'Gorman made their contested shots. The Governors did not on most occasions, and many of the misses that the Governors had turned into transition baskets. And when you miss one on your end and they get a transition basket on the other end, that's a 4-point swing. And that happened probably to be generous, I'd say at least 3 times, but probably 5 or 6 times in this game. There were instances just like that. And, in a 9-point margin or what could have been 12 if Dill just doesn't make a last second 3-pointer to make it 9. But whatever the margin would have been, the Governors could very easily have come out on top in this game had they made those inside shots, and they're 14 of 22 from the free throw line. I think they feel like they definitely should have been better, but obviously everybody feels he should be hitting 75% or better from the free throw line. But I really thought they did an okay job at the stripe, certainly getting there. And when you just have 6 or 7 players playing, it's tough. It's tough to play. You're getting awful tired as the game goes along, and that's why you got to shoot 1,000 free throws a week or something like that. But at any rate, it's the transitions off of missed Pierre baskets that turn into O'Gorman baskets that are the big plays in this game, and the reason why O'Gorman comes up with a 9-point win in this one. Big plays brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. Certainly to take nothing away from the highlight plays that we've had. Highlight plays when people are right on the money, brought to you by Rounds Financial Services throughout our broadcast as well. We've got choices, candidates, certainly from the O'Gorman Knights as far as our player of the game is concerned. Cowboy Country Stores sponsors players of the game. You still had Corday Austin coming up with 16 points in the end, but he was a little quiet in that first half. Cooper Terwilliger battled all game long. Certainly got his money's worth in this one with 12 points. He gets 6 from the floor, 6 from the free throw line. And Jaron Deal seemed like he was poised to make some big shots in that, and to help the Govs make a run in the third quarter, but he ultimately fouled out of this game with 9 points. And it's a tough choice, but we'll figure it out after you hear from Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre, your player of the game, coming up in our Governor post game.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Fresh baked pastries, coffees, regular and breakfast pizzas, Camp's chicken, and more. Feed the family while on the go. Then treat yourself to soft serve ice cream in cones and dishes. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores, Euclid Avenue and Harrison Avenue in Pierre and in Fort Pierre.
Cowboy Country Stores players of the game. O'Gorman had 8 players in the scoring column, and it really seemed like everybody who stepped on the floor for the blue and gold today did contribute in some way in this game, and even the bench players were able to contribute, whether scoring or even assisting. And the ball movement in the paint is what impressed me the most, really, about O'Gorman here today, if it wasn't their quick hands defense as well. But Mason Clark had 10 points, Chase Hermanson with 11, Camden Cece gets 8 points, but he also had 4 rebounds, maybe 5, and 4 assists. He had a really good all-around game, but the guy that was involved in all of it is going to be our leading scorer for the Knights today, Braylon Yellowbird, the 6'2 senior who scores 15 and will be our player of the game. So he'll get a T-shirt noting his accomplishments from Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre and River 92.7 Sports. Player of the game, Braylon Yellowbird of the O'Gorman Knights, is brought to you by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. O'Gorman's got a game coming up this week. Their next contest will be on Tuesday when they host the T-Area Titans. So a tough one coming up. And that same night will be our next broadcast back at Riggs High Gym. The Governors will host Chris Haynes, the head coach, and also his Yankton Bucks. It's Chris Haynes is a Winter native. Obviously, Larry Aker has spent most of his life in the city of Winter as well. Coach said he knew him well, so that'll be an interesting game and a fun one, we hope, for the Governors. And yes, Yankton is 1-9. They're 18th in power rankings. The Governors are right now 4-9 and 14th rather in the power rankings. Certainly a big game coming up. The Governors, a kind of a must-win game for them on Tuesday night. 6:30, we'll have the pregame, 7 o'clock with the opening tip. The Governor girls will be on the road to Yankton to battle the Gazelles. Justin Cowart will have that one on KGFX, 1060 AM and 103.1 FM. We'll have to check the road conditions, but for those who are hitting the road for high school sports or for whatever the reason, we advise on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety to think twice in case of ice. And also they remind us, don't veer for deer. Buckle up too. Slow down. It starts with you. You've got some place to be. Reminders from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Want to also mention that we've got wrestling coverage coming up on Thursday night in this week ahead. The Pierre Governors will host the Mitchell Colonels in a girls and boys duel at Riggs High Gym, and we'll give you start times on those later in, it might be about 6 o'clock or so. We'll see how that goes. Governor boys win the Brookings Invitational today, 197.5 points with 6 champions in that tournament. Rapid City Central was next, 30 points behind. Governor girls didn't wrestle in Brookings today, but they did wrestle in Aberdeen last night, and they won the Aberdeen Invitational. I take that back. They lose to Aberdeen Central, so the Governor girls coming in second in that one. The Golden Eagles with 187 and Pierre with 162.5, including a couple of champions in that tournament last night. So wrestling, in addition to the Mitchell duel, the wrestlers will have the Yankton Invitational next Saturday for both boys and girls. But it is Pierre and Yankton basketball coming up Tuesday night on stations of DRG Media Group. This has been quite a battle. You can rewatch it on the GoGovs Live YouTube feed from Live Ticket. And our thanks to Caleb Brozick for running camera for both of these games last night and today, and for Haley Hansen running our show in studio today. I'm Brian Oakland, your final Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Gorman wins it 58-49. Governor basketball and your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7, has been brought to you by your Pierre Sports marketing sponsors, who are Bank West, Live Ticket, Century Business Products, Kruger Contracting, an Overhead Door Company, Rinky Gray Wealth Management, now New Edge Advisors, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City Ford, Lincoln Toyota, Superior Concrete, Dakota Storm Roofing, Beck Motors, and the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC. Governor Sports also is brought to you by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Bauman Lumber, Ferding Electric, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Kathy Sonnenschein Properties, the Ramkota Hotel and Conference Center, American Bank and Trust, Xander Auto Parts, Slumberland Furniture, Pierre Regional Airport, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Tokyo Japanese Cuisine, First Dakota National Bank, Avera Health, May Adam Law, TMA, Dakota Mart, Access Health, Edward Jones, Wagner Auto, and Hag Ag Services of Pierre. Game brought to you within the broadcast by Bank West and the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Rounds Financial Services, Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners, Family Dental, Hermanson Endodontics, Cowboy Country Stores, and Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Again, 58-49, your final Gales Gas Service scoreboard, or Gorman defeats the Pierre Governors today. Till we meet again Tuesday night, I'm Brian Oakland. Thanks for listening to Pierre Governor Basketball, your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com. Good afternoon, everybody.